everyone, welcome back to How We Cope. Today I want to share what I believe both personally and professionally is the core of a happy marriage, and that is putting your partner first. It sounds obvious and simple, but you'd be surprised at how many people fail to do this, and as a result end up in really sticky situations. We're going to talk about exactly what that means. I think when some people hear put your partner first, they think this means prioritizing them down the list of activities and other things you may have going on. And this is true, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. This may sound so weird, so bear with me, but you can't love your family more than your partner. What do I mean by that? Your family is obviously so important and will always hold great value in your life. But if you come from a place of loving them more than your partner or creating a divide in which they come first, you are in for a disaster. I see this happen quite often where someone will be dating another person and they are constantly craving their family's validation about the person that they're dating. To me, this is a red flag already. When you are truly with someone that you are in love with, yes, of course, in an ideal situation, you want your family to love them too, but you're less concerned with how other people are thinking about your partner and more concerned on creating a relationship of trust and a sanctuary around that relationship. So I can say with 99% certainty that as soon as I start to see someone seeking the validation of their friends or family for who they are dating, that relationship is toast. Because they're already allowing people to have an opinion in what may be the most sacred relationship of their life. When I met my husband, there was nothing anyone could say to me that would change my mind about him. I knew who he was, and we gave each other enough time to not go public with the rest of the world in order to form our own opinions of each other. And thankfully, when I did share him with the world, my family and friends also saw how special he was, but that wasn't the deciding factor in me knowing that I wanted to be with him and that he was the one for me. I decided that by putting in the time and effort to make sure he was everything that I wanted in a life partner, not what my family or friends wanted. And there were some challenges. I was from LA and he was from New York, and we lived on opposite sides of the country. And even as I tried to keep it private, I did have people in my ear saying, it's never going to work, or he's never going to move to LA, blah, blah, blah. But I knew his heart and I chose to believe him. We hear so many stories about in-laws being nightmares. And yeah, there's a lot of truth to this. I've definitely seen and come across some monster in-laws, but what actually creates the monster isn't just the in-law. It's the partner that allows the in-law to act how they do from a lack of having boundaries. This is especially important for people that come from strong oriented cultures around family where emotional loyalty is often expected to stay with your family of origin. I mean, trust me, like personally being Persian Jewish, this is almost a given, but this is where a huge shift comes into play. The shift from your family of origin to your family of choice. Once you're married, your partner isn't just a partner. They become your immediate family. Decisions that were once made between multiple people, perhaps your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, are now to be made between the two of you and truly stay between the two of you. Am I saying to completely disregard what your family has to say? Absolutely not. Again, family is so important. And at the end of the day, the people that raised us deserve love and respect. But you want to make sure that you and your partner are making these decisions together as a unit so that everyone around you also knows and catches on to this, that although you may be open to hearing what they have to say, they're not the ones deciding things for you anymore. There's a lot of research to back this up. A psychological term for the unspoken pressure to stay emotionally enmeshed with your family of origin is called loyalty binds. So when we fail to transfer loyalty to our life partner, this can result in conflict and division, not only between you two, but also between the partner and the in-laws, which nobody wants. And we all want a big, happy family. So the facts are in the research. Couples who maintain strong mental boundaries report higher relationship satisfaction and emotional safety. There's also this concept that I love to use with my couples in couples therapy, which is the concept of a snow globe. So you and your partner are in a snow globe, meaning you two are the center, and you get to decide like all the little things that are floating around when life shakes itself up. You two decide what's in there. The snow globe is within the bigger system, right? And so if you think about, like, if we start allowing opinions and darkness and mold and all these stuff to like enter into the snow globe, the center is not you guys anymore. So if you can use that analogy a lot, and when you think about you and your partner of who is in this snow globe with us, if there is anyone outside of that snow globe, you've already made it too permeable. And this is a really, really good lesson to have, because again, it's okay to want to have community in your marriage. It takes a village for a successful marriage to happen. I firmly believe that. And that's why I also think it's so important to have friends that you feel really safe around, family that you feel can support you and be unconditionally happy for you. But at the same time, knowing that me and my partner come first. So if you're hearing this and you're thinking, okay, great, this is what I'll do when I'm married, what I'm actually trying to convey to you is no, this doesn't happen when you're married. Do all of this before you get married. The ring is not going to change anything. It's not going to make your partner treat you differently. It's not going to make your in-laws treat you differently. And it certainly will not make you more of a priority if you aren't one right now. I say this again and again and again. A ring will not change how somebody treats you. It's a physical ring. How someone treats you is what they will do based on how they feel. So there's a few things that you can do to make sure the foundation of your relationship will lead to a successful marriage. 1, keep your relationship as private as you can. Privacy in a marriage is not a secret, it's sacredness. Allow yourself to form your own opinions of your partner before everyone feels the need to give theirs. Also note that if you don't have too much to say, that's actually a good thing. Oftentimes we talk so much about our partners because we're seeking some sort of validation from the outside world to make them, tell us that we're right. Well, make sure that you love this person so much that it's not about right or wrong. The next is that including your family is important, but you have to love your partner more. There shouldn't be competition between the two. If you can put your partner first, you're sending a message that there isn't anyone that's able to penetrate the marriage. And remember, you're putting your partner first isn't an act of betrayal to your loved ones. 3 is get used to making decisions together and with consideration for each other's feelings. It's a team effort. You're thinking for 2 people now. So I say this because it sounds really obvious, but when we're in a time of social media and big families and all these are all blessings to have friends and have families, have all these people in your life. But, in the Jewish religion, for example, like rabbis literally tell couples to go spend a year alone once they get married. They're like, oh, you got married? Move as far away as you can. And the reason is because it can be a really vulnerable time. When you're in a relationship, especially a relationship that's leading into marriage, you can feel like, wow, maybe I don't know what's best for me. And then you turn into a vulnerable person who's indecisive. So then you start looking outside of yourself, whether that's to friends or family, and then the decisions that you make are not really about you and that person. It's what other people and their traumas and their feelings are telling you to feel. So again, I just want to emphasize, it's not saying ditch your loved ones by any means. It's saying keep your relationship sacred. This podcast is sponsored by Culver City Chevrolet, where you can lease a Chevy Equinox for $189 a month. Mention you're a subscriber of How We Cope podcast to unlock the special deal.